What up? Brandon D. Hooker. What's cracking? If you wait first, you wait, then you're last. I know, man. I'm actually on time for once. You motherfuckers are not here. What kind of shit is that? Look at that. Nice. Nice little fucking frothy latte. That does sound a little gay, but this is dope. What's up, puto? What up, Dwayne? What up, Dwayne? What's cracking? What's cracking, everybody? What's cracking? What do we got? Yer. What up? Let's talk boxing. That's what we're here for, Blind. Blonde Faith. Word life. Nice rainy day today over here in the tri-state area. Hasn't rained in a long time. I love rain, so this was nice. The Mike Tyson I wanted was the man who said, "I'll eat your heart and your children." Dwayne, think about what you just said. You know who he said that about? You know what fight he was trying to get saying that? Lennox Lewis. You saw how shitty he looked against Lennox? Whoop, there it is. I came in when it said 0. All right. Was good, Seth? Gus. Nah, man. That was a latte. Really just one shot of espresso, and I frothed up some half and half. And I put a little bit of stevia extract in there for natural sweetness. The shit is straight fire. Like Dylan. Fire. I don't drink eggnog. And the fact that you think I drink eggnog just because I'm white is...
Oh, that's racist.
Just because I'm white, you know, I'm not everything's eggnog. Since when is eggnog brown, Gus? Damn. Gus, mad racist. Yo, Marco, I think it's going to snow tomorrow. Seth, remind me again. Sorry. Thanks. Let me know. Right, I'm talking to David Benavidez' manager. Love to have him comment so I can pin his comment. I'm going to interview David Benavidez next week. Where are you from again, Seth? I forgot. Remind me. Happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate you. Mexicano. Now, looking at Ness, I have Ness beating Marco. No, you don't. I told you Mike was old and it would show. You did. But JD, you can't front the fact that he looked so drastically different between when he fought Roy 4 years ago and now. That's like an 80% difference. Who would have thought there'd be that much deterioration in 4 years? Unless his knee really was fucking with him, which is possible too. Yeah, we having power outages in West Side, WA, crazy. Power outages for what? Oh, the snow? That's Lennox Lewis, is not Jake Paul, huh? People really talk about how Lewis was really the best heavyweight. He was, Rob. He proved it. He whooped Holyfield's ass twice, even though they robbed him. And he whooped Mike Tyson's ass. He beat everybody. The only person he didn't fight was Bo, and that's because you guys think Canelo ducked? Riddick Bowe. All right, real quick, because I'm going to fucking pull this up. Do you guys know how Riddick Bowe, the famous classic way that Riddick Bowe, like it was the worst duck in history. Do you guys know how Riddick Bowe ducked Lennox Lewis? Just say yes or no. If you don't know it, I'm going to pull it up and show you real quick. Do you guys know how he ducked? And do you want to see it? You think Canelo ducking Benavidez is bad? Wait till you see this. Need to see you sleep. Oh, fuck. Ness even knows. He knows. Come on. Ness isn't stupid. Ness is actually a really smart guy. Marco, did you hear Robert Garcia Sr. say if no big fights at 115, Bam is make? Okay. Fuck that. We want Inoue. Oh, I thought he looked horrible against Roy, too. Nah, he didn't look horrible. He was looked fast, looked powerful, didn't get tired. It was 6 2-minute rounds as well, or 6 or 8 2-minute rounds. Same shit. Legs look stable. And he was holding back, but all those mushrooms and weed caught up to Mike. Marco, we bought up Chris Bird yesterday. Bird was nice. I know. Bird is, let you guys know what I'm dealing with here. Bird is a friend of mine. So I know he was nice. One of the fastest hands in heavyweight history. But it's hard to count non-heavyweights. I'm actually about to drop a video of possibly the fastest hands in heavyweight history. It's an obscure name. I think Mike's a little faster, but the video is going to say fastest in history because, it generates more views that way. But I really believe he's in the conversation. Top 3 fastest hands in heavyweight history is this man. Who do you guys think it is? Didn't Riddick blow the heavyweight belt in front of the press? Yep, that's it. But I guess nobody wants to see it, so I won't pull it up. That's right. He tossed it in the trash can, trying to act like, this is garbage, this belt. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, okay. Call Mob Deep. You were shook. Nah, he looked stiff with Roy, too. I didn't see it. Of course I saw it. As a matter of fact, I watched that fight again recently. It came up in my, after Tyson lost to Jake Paul, it came up in my feed, and I'm like, let me watch that again. And it reminded me, you haven't been on the stream, JD. I was like, that's why. That was one of the main reasons I picked Tyson. One was the current footage they showed of him sparring and hitting the pad, even though it was 10 seconds here or there. But the main reason was how good he looked against Roy 4 years ago. That Mike Tyson against Roy, I think, would have beat Jake if he went all out. Ali had an anchor punch, was faster than. No, this guy had faster hands than Ali. And I'll give you another hint. This guy actually fought Ali in an exhibition. How's it hanging? Very low. It's actually, I got bubblegum wrapper stuck to it. I got little rocks and dirt and tumbleweed stuck to it. It hangs real low, my man. Real low. Got to roll it up. Put it in my pocket, maybe. Can you actually pull up the video? I heard of it, never seen the video. You guys want to see the video of how the biggest duck? Let me see if Shane comes on. The biggest duck in history? The biggest duck in history. No problem. Let me text this bitch. I'll show you guys. Marco, please play your sparring video you uploaded on YouTube tomorrow on TBV. When you left today, callers were in on your heavy bag. You should whoop some callers. Rob, I appreciate you, but so you guys know I've been doing this a long time. And one thing I've noticed, people criticize fighting, especially any kind of bag work and also sparring, but more so bag work than anything. And they always say, I'm not even playing with you, Rob. And look, I know I keep my hands a little low because that's my style. But 90% of them say the same thing. 90%, maybe even 95%. Put your hands up. And some people are just haters. They go, put your hands up, you'll get slept. Some people are like, really don't realize. They're like, hey man, great work. Just you want to maybe return your hand after every punch to keep your guard up, but keep chugging. Like they think I'm some and people don't know who I am. They think I'm some beginner. Anybody who sees me throw punches knows, any of you. I'm not saying you think I'm the best fighter in the world or the most skilled, but you know I'm not a fucking beginner by looking at me. You could tell when somebody's done it a long time. So they all say that. They all say that. And matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you guys something. Let me try and find it. Let's see. I don't know what I labeled it. That's a problem. I put up a video. Is it? No. Let's see. Drop. It's a video that I put up. Here it is, movies. The only, let's see. No, damn it. Let's see. Ah, man, I can't find it. Anyway, it's a video of me showing numerous fighters hitting the bag. Some of the greatest of all time. Floyd, Canelo. I think I got Bud, I got Tank, all showing them hit the bag with their hands not like this, like I have them here. And I explained to them in this video, hitting the bag is hitting the bag. If you're just starting out in boxing, yes, you should practice always coming back. Or when you throw, one should always be pasted, the other one should, you know. But if you're an experienced fighter and you have a bag in front of you, guess what? We know it's a bag. And if there's a person in front of us, guess what? We act accordingly. Guess what? Another thing. I kept my hands low because I had great reflexes. I could put them up. Third thing, that is often a strategy. You keep them low. The dude thinks you're open. You fucking dip and you hit him. Or you slap it away and you hit him. But people who don't box, I'm telling you guys, 90% of these motherfuckers that say the same thing. Keep your hands up or it's NyQuil. It's like, shut the fuck up. And then I'm not even playing. I guarantee you 99% of them, if I invited all those guys who said something to try and hit me, they couldn't. I'll put my hands where they are. Try and hit me. At my age right now, none of you be able to. At my age right now, 48, you try and hit me, I'll either move or slap that shit and fucking clip you so hard. But that's what they say. That's what they say. Well, fighters are great, but sorry, I went on a little diatribe there. Zab versus Manny. Because Manny won't get tired. Sorry, Zab, you're my man. You highly disagree with what take? Fuck do you disagree with? What do you possibly disagree with? What could you possibly disagree with? That some people, when they hit the bag, keep their hand. I'll pull up a video right now. I wish I could show it. All the best world champions do it. Sometimes. I'm not saying always, but it happens quite a bit. I don't know what you disagree with, but it's a fact. I wish I could find the fucking video. I wish I could find the video I did. Let me see. Maybe it's in Marco Boxing Show here. Maybe it's one of these. Let me just look real quick. Bag work. No. Blazing with body shots. Boxing drums. Degree to Leo's man. Here we go. I found it. All right, here we go. You ready? I'll play this for you guys. If this is Dwayne, I'm gonna tell you right now, Dwayne, I will play this. You punk. Right, hold on, Margot. I wish I could get right to it, but it's hard for me to. Here we go. All right.
I want to address some comments that I get on my heavy bag videos. I get a lot of comments like this that say, try to keep your hands home to protect your chin, but good work, keep it up. Or ones like this, why are your hands so low through the whole thing? Anyone with basic defense is going to counter the crap out of you, but keep it up, don't stop. They're criticizing, although they are supportive generally. Most of my subscribers are supportive. But I just want to touch on something. Most people who leave these comments, either one, don't know that I've been doing this a long time, or two, have probably never boxed at a medium to high level themselves. Any fighter who's been doing this a long time, I've been doing this since I was 13 years old, so that's over 30 years now. We know the difference between being in front of a bag and sparring. Now, if I'm sparring or if I'm fighting, of course I'm going to keep my hands up, but I also adjust. Fighters adjust. Sometimes there's guys where you can keep your hands low because you know they're not going to counter. Or, not everybody has to keep their hands pasted to their face all the time, and not everybody does that. Here's Floyd Mayweather. Here's Canelo Alvarez. Here's Terrence Bud Crawford. All showing you that you don't always keep your hands pasted to your chin when you're doing bag work. Guys, bag work is bag work. Fighting is fighting. The two are different, and an experienced fighter knows the difference and adjusts accordingly.
All right, so there it is. Simple. That's three of the greatest fighters of the past generation and the current generation, hands down. And I could show you way more. I should re-release that fight. I should do that video again because that was kind of a more. I should spice it up, but that's what that is. What's the brand name of the speed bag? Oh, they actually sold to Everlast. They were called Quiet Punch. That shit was dope, right? They had. It's normally a flat one. It's like a square, but they had the rounded version. Great breakdown, Uncle Marco. Appreciate you. Stop, Marco. Preference bag work. No, both. Bag work I like better. Mitt work is dope, but I don't do this pity pat Floyd bullshit for show. Mitt work gets you more tired and is more but it has to be hard mitt work, not pity pat shit where you're memorizing playing like the game Simon. Maybe make more defensive minded videos for the haters. You know, I don't really want to. I'm gonna do what I want to do. You know what I mean? El Marco, are you familiar with the 118-pound? Yes, I am. He is supposed to be moving to 122 to fight Naoya Inoue. I got Inoue. Mr. Wang, if that's really your picture and your name, either it doesn't matter. I got Inoue beating everybody up until except Tank. Anybody within 18, 22, 26. Yeah. No, Marco, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay. And that was the fundamentals with, and that was the fundamentals with. Well, what's this, Dwayne? What is this? Tell me what it is. People just, they do, and boxing is a thing where boxing is something that scares. I've broken this down. I know that boxing is something that scares people, right? It's not like playing basketball, shooting a hoop, or going and hitting a golf ball, or playing tennis. Boxing is something that you can't just leisurely do. It's a very scary thing for a lot of people, right? Inciting your fight or flight, those endorphins, all that fear, it's hard. So people don't want to try it. And they also know, especially men, that knowing how to fight makes you feel more powerful, boosts your ego. It's a bravado thing, and it's also a safety thing. It protects you, your family. So dudes want to think they know how to fight and think that they know what to do if they had to fight, but they want to do that without actually doing it. So the way they convince their brains is look at somebody's video and say, oh, I see his hands low. Psh, I would just hit him if that was me. Done. I could protect myself and my family. I know what I'm doing. That's what's going on. And anybody who's been in the ring or even throwing punches, you know it's not that easy. Dr. Wang, I like trade-off Mitt's body works. I'm absolutely draining. Yeah, that's why you got to do that. Watch some boxing now. Everybody is an expert. I know. Does Terrence Bud Crawford disrespect? Huh? What? It's a video of you disrespecting. It's a video of me disrespecting Terrence Crawford. What you mean? When have I disrespected Terrence Crawford? Whose video was that? All right, now I gotta click on it because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Let's see. Me disrespecting Terrence Crawford. Oh, it's on the Boxing Voice. I'm watching it now. Oh, I remember this. Okay. Yeah, that's not disrespect. Bud Crawford, unfortunately, doesn't sell. I think he's number one pound fighter in the world. That's why I have him. You don't get more respect than that. But stardom wise, no, he's not there with Canelo and Jake Paul or any of those guys. That's no disrespect. Yes, and thank you for giving me the bounce pass to play the first one of the evening.
I must have forgot.
Not always, actually. First GOAT was Tyson, then it was Roy. Tyson, Terry Norris, then Roy. Marco at 48 beats all these haters. For real. The comments hate you. Okay. Was good, Remington. Vinny, what up? Do you hit the bag for rounds? What do you mean? Yeah, I do 10 rounds every day. That's my daily workout is 10 hard rounds. Not tap, 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 tap. That's a new thing. Floyd did it. Everybody does it. Somebody said that about Floyd. It's true. Floyd changed the scope of boxing, the infrastructure of how people, whatever he does. So people do this. Tap, 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 and then 2 hard punches. Tap, 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 la, la. Tap, 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 tap. I don't do that shit. I do la, la, every fucking punch. Everyone builds crazy endurance. That's what you should all do. My last name shouldn't be a pause. My family's... Yeah, these people are goofy. Matter of fact, one of my best friends... Wait, is it Wang? Fuck, now I'm forgetting his name. Tia, is Tan's last name Wang? Wong. It's Wong. All right, one of my best friends' last name is Wong. Or not best friends. Real cool, but whatever. That's goofy shit. I'm from New York City, Wang, so I'm used to all kinds of names. One of my boys when I was growing up was named Pac Wing. Another dude's name was General. So Asian guys, obviously. So don't listen. When you're from an inner city, you've seen all that shit before. What's your all-time top 5 or 10? Shit, we'll be here all day. It's weird to say out loud, Marco. YouTube boxing is bigger than the best boxer in the world. It's true, popularity-wise. It's true. What are you doing? Oh, I left the light in the car? Yeah, I did. Fuck, I'm sorry. Should turn off, though. General Cho. You know, General Cho is actually not... It's fake. It's American. Americans came up with that. You go to a real Chinese spot in, like, Chinatown back home, or in China, you ask for General Cho's, they'll first of all be confused. Don't know what you're talking about, and maybe slap the shit out of you. You feel me? All right, where'd everybody go? We just had 20, now we're down to 9. What the fuck happened? Did I offend somebody? What happened? What happened? Shakur versus Zepeda. I gotta go with Shakur. Have you ever been to another? Hell yeah, my family, MPO, my mother's from Bulgaria. I speak the language fluently, and I used to travel there every summer as a kid. It's like second home. Third world, ghetto-ass Bulgaria. You moved from New York to Connecticut. I just recently did that, yes. But I'm only literally under an hour away drive, and I go there quite often for work. I mean, I go there weekly almost for work. So the stream crashed. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Everybody just bounced. We don't mean no disrespect, Mr. Wang. Those are just assholes. There you go. This is a good young man, Dwayne. Thoughts on Nick Ball? Is his name spelled Nicc? No. That's a typo, right? I think Shushu beats Nick Ball. Oh, come on, Rob. Rob, come on. Come on, Rob. Don't be so damn immature. Unbelievable. Don't be so damn immature. Hold on a second. My bad. Okay. No, Mr. Wang. Nikola Jokic, I believe, is from fuck. I know that the other dude, what's his name? Doncic is from Slovakia. Jokic is not from there. He is from where's he? Like one of those. He is from where's he? Serbian. Okay. Serbia, right. Which is borders Bulgaria. I used to go to Serbia growing up so the plane would go from LaGuardia in New York. We'd go to Belgrade, which is at the time was Yugoslavia, but is now Serbia. And then we'd have to catch the connecting to Bulgaria. Yeah, but right there. Sean Porter versus Boots. I don't know. You got Alberto. If you do one more Sean Porter fantasy fight, I'm going to take away your wrench and shove it up your anus. Marco, you trying to kill your battery? Huh? Nick Ball should stop shoo-shoo. Nick Ball should stop shoo-shoo.
You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
Nick Ball will stop shoo-shoo?
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
No. It's actually originated in Taiwan. What did? Any word from Danny from the Boxing Voice? He just left your great up there. I don't never really talk to him that much even before this, so shoo. Yo, did you guys see how fat Cool Boy Steph got? He's like fucking, and there's a video where he pulls up his shirt for some reason. You see his belly. He looks like he's wearing that fat suit that Jake Paul was wearing. That motherfucker put on at least 30 pounds. That is not putting on 20 to 30 pounds. What are you having, beer? Oh. Putting on 20 to 30 pounds when you're 126 pounds that's like me putting on 50 or 60. It's not healthy. Marco has a doctor and watching his stream. Huh? What are you talking about? Serbia. Okay. All right, you guys, I guess I'm way behind. Let me go down here. Tell me something else that I missed. Serbia. Yep. The Balkans is correct. Pitbull fat. Yeah. Steph looked fatter. To me, Steph looked fatter. Because Pitbull, you could tell, has a thick frame. Like thick. Steph is the thin frame, and he still looks mad fat. What up, Galaxy? UK. What's my goat? Thank you for alley-ooping it to me. This is my goat. Do you know who this is?
Y'all must have forgot.
Greatest fighter who ever lived. And, of course, my goat. You tell me who that is, UK. And then we're going to get along just charmingly. I really hope Tank fights someone challenging after his coach, Ryan. Okay. Marco, I meant if your car light's still on, you drink. Yeah, I know. That's why my wife went off to turn it out. Turn it off. But we have a 2024 car. You would think they automatically shut that shit off. Like, if let's say the motor isn't running for X amount of time and nothing else is running, there should be some kind of a sensor that just shuts everything off for you. We back. Yeah, I don't know what happened. You have a doctor watching the stream. You have Dr. watching. Dr. Wong, you're trying to say? I think he left because you guys are rude. Losing to the monster messed up his mental. Yeah, but he also got a lot of money. Garden State. Garden Snake. I always think it's Garden State. Do you think it's even with do you think even with Ness size advantage that you would win at Border Wars if Yeah. You think when I say that I'm just joking? Let me tell you something, Garden Snake. I say this all the time, right? That's my man. But he's not a boxer. Right? He's not a boxer. I've done this at the highest level in terms of in the gym, sparring and stuff. Not at the highest level professionally, but highest level in terms of sparring. I've been around the sport. I was really, truly in it. He is not a boxer. Only had a couple. So, of course, it's like if we matched up in streaming popularity, he would fucking bury me with his platform. Yeah, of course. I mean, I get the size, but in my prime, we're both in our primes now. I actually never sparred anybody 6'5", but I have sparred people his weight, just not that tall. But, experience matters. And I was very fast, and I hit very hard. I remember how fat Ricky Hatton would get. Yeah. Pitbull looks thick. Okay. You're right.
Fruity fruity.
You're right.
Fruity fruity.
I walked right into that one. Ooh, I walked into it?
Fruity fruity.
Okay. But Bud would have a better career.
You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
Bud would have a better career than...
Get the fuck out of here!
Bud would have a better
about Willis?
career than...
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
Bud would have a better... You know what you deserve for saying that? You know what you deserve? Fuck it. You deserve to get hit with one of these.
Hadouken!
This fucking guy. Losing the monster messed up his mental. And by the way, UK, I'm just fucking around. You're new here, so I don't want you to think I'm not. I mean, I am serious. That's fucked up that you think anybody's better than Roy, but I welcome opinions. Berlanga versus Munguia, Plank versus Andrade. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Here's what I think about those. Here's exactly what I think about those.
Boring. Boring.
General Cho's chicken originated in Taiwan. I have a Taiwanese friend, and I'm going to ask her right now. And let's see. We'll get to the bottom of this right now. Did General... I don't think you're right. TZSO, I think it's spelled, or TSZO. Joe's chicken originate in Taiwan. I thought it's a made-up thing from America. We'll find out right now. I think you're wrong, but we'll find out, JD. Roy is like top 15. Okay. Not to me, but it's better than nothing, I guess. I don't think... I'm going to go down a little here. Marco would stop. Yeah, probably. I'd tenderize his liver like a Gordon Ramsay entree. Fulton was for sure affected by the money, yeah. Nesson's prime was wired up. What's that mean? Even Roy doesn't claim that he is the GOAT. Well, UK, nobody does. You got a couple like the guy in your fucking profile. By the way, are you British? Is that why it says UK? You're just going by UK. You have to. You're saying, mate, where are you from? First, how old are you? Where are you from? Moving forward. Except for the guy in your profile picture, very few fighters say they're the GOAT. Muhammad Ali didn't say he was the greatest. He said Sugar Ray Robinson was the greatest. And so on and so forth. Yep, agreed. Agreed, Dennis. Dwayne, excuse me. So, okay, there we go. This is for you, JD. You're wrong. You are wrong. This is what my Taiwanese friend just said. I think it's invented in America, possibly by a Taiwanese immigrant. We don't have General Cho's chicken here. She is in Taiwan right now. So you might have got your Mike Tyson prediction right, but you got this shit wrong. She is literally born and raised in Taiwan, chilling there right now, and they don't even have it there. Huh? Yen. Yeah. Somebody here said that General Cho's originates in Taiwan. I'm like, nah, it's an American-made thing. He goes, no, it is for sure Taiwan. So I asked Yen, and she confirmed it's not there. It's a dude named JD. He thinks because he got the Mike Tyson prediction right, he thinks he knows everything about everything, including Chinese cuisine. Ness wore a wire. That's why he fled NJ. Really? How do you know that? Fulton has been able to bounce back since Inoue's last fight's gifted to him. Disrespecting Roy on here is like being a blood in Compton. I love that reference. I know you got it from me, and I love it. Appreciate you.
Y'all must have forgot.
Clarissa Shields says she's the GOAT. She has an argument for that. I don't like talking like that while the career is still active, as you guys know, but she has an argument for that. 2-time gold medalist. Matt, she's only lost one fight in her entire amateur and pro career, and that fight was highly questionable, meaning she got robbed, and she beat her in the rematch, which was what's her name? Tall girl. What the fuck's her name? From England. Savannah Marshall. Beat her in the rematch. Oh, word? It's false? So you're telling me that a Taiwanese person doesn't know what they have there? Okay. I love me some chicken. Word up. All right. You can do all the Googling you want. First of all, you just said Taiwan. Hunan Province is China. So do you not realize that that's totally different areas? What? No. Incorrect. You're wrong. You don't even know where China is. Taiwan is not a part of China. Yo, I mean, it used to be. So is that what you're saying? Maybe when it used to be, but it's not a part of China. Y'all get me feeling this hungry, this bitch. You smoke some weed. Laughing at me? Yeah, somebody said, y'all get me hungry up in this bitch. Trump saved U.S. It's over 100 million illegal immigrants in the U.S. Sad, sad, sad Biden. Trump saved us. Okay, well, I'm glad you're happy Trump won. I've been to the city where it started. Don't need to Google. That city is in China or Taiwan? Yes, they were from China and living in Taiwan. Well, as I told you, they don't even have it there. I've never heard, and I'm not gonna keep talking about this. This is goofy, but yeah, you did. You said it was started. It was Taiwanese. That's what you said. It's exactly what you said. Scroll up. But I've been told throughout all my years that it doesn't exist. And when I go to like the hardcore Chinese spots, they don't have it. Marco be having dudes pressed. Nah, I mean, if I could learn something, I'll learn it. I'm open to that. If I'm wrong, but you know, when I get the confirmation from a Taiwanese person, then you know, I'm not gonna. I hope we get Zhili Zhang matchup. Yeah, I do too. China would be grateful to get this opportunity to host Goliath. That's true. That's true, Mr. Wang. What current fighters could dominate 90s and 70s? All the greats. You know. See, I don't know if Bud would dominate. We don't know yet because current fighters, their careers aren't over. I always tell you guys this. Chinatown in Mexicali, La Chinesa. Okay, thank you. John Jones and Tyson Fury are cocaine PD cheaters. Ooh, Mr. Negative. What are y'all talking about China and Taiwan about? Just general shows chicken. Why didn't Roy Jones fight Nigel Benn after Nigel Benn beat the G-Man? Well, for starters, thank you.
Y'all must have forgot.
I don't know why he didn't, but I don't know. I think at that point, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I don't really remember. Yes, I have Bam top 5. Top 3 most complete fighters today. Benavidez, Crawford, Inoue. I think Tank, man. I think he has everything. And maybe Canelo. Maybe Canelo. It's not negative, it's just facts. Well, facts can be negative, though. A lot of facts are negative. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they're presented. Like, no, we weren't even talking about those two guys. So, but I'm okay. You could say it didn't bother me. Just saying, facts can be negative. Can Morrell stop Benavidez? He can, but he won't. He's going to get stopped. He's going to get stopped like a crossing guard. He's going to get stopped like a handsy dude at the prom. You don't like Tyson Fury? Why not? I done tried over 100 chicken dishes, no lie. Why do you have that fact in your mental Rolodex just ready? I'm from the UK. I like Usyk more than Fury. What part of the UK are you from? Why don't you like Fury? I heard people don't like Fury that much in the UK, right? Does Canelo beat David? No, he does not. Does Canelo beat David?
You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
Marco loves him some Benavidez. That's a fact. My top 5 in order. In order. Usyk over Bud. Bud and Inoue never almost lost a fight. Fury arguably beat Usyk. But okay. I like that. Except I don't see how you can put Beterbiev doesn't belong. Beterbiev and Canelo don't belong there over undefeated current fighters. So I would switch those out and the last two, and I would put Bam and Benavidez. Canelo a few years ago, different story. John is scared to fight him as a price versus, but those are good lists. Those are good. That's a good list though. Marco loves Simpson, Benavidez. I think Morel upsets David. Okay, you could think it. It's not going to happen, but you could think it. Benavidez is top fine. His skills barely translate. 70. His skills barely translate? He had one fight that he won almost every round. What you mean? First of all, he just had one fight, so we don't know for sure. But he won every round. And apparently he had an injury, by the way, which is why, something about his hands, which is why he didn't knock him out or whatever. But forget about that. One fight where he won every round is not translating. I am sensing a little bit of hater. Benavidez has more weight bully skills than Devin Haney. Well, he's at 175 now, and his fight against Morel, that dude's his fucking height, his weight, and even longer reach. So once he starts whooping these guys 75's ass, then this whole weight bully thing will stop. Hopefully. But haters are haters, and if you want to look for something to not like about somebody, you could do it no matter what. Outside David, better who's knows? I don't know, man. Buatsi? I have no idea. Usyk has to be number 1 pound for pound, mate. No. No. Usyk is great, but as I said, he won a split decision against Joshua. He had some. To me, there's dudes who did what he did, like Crawford and Inoue, but they did it knocking everybody the fuck out, dominant. So that takes precedent to me. And none of them had one fight that you could argue that they lost. Neither of those guys. Benavidez either. Tyson, Fury. But look, it's all about criteria. Whatever your criteria is for pound, for you, UK, for example, I can't argue with your criteria because I guarantee you your criteria isn't mine just because I see your list. I don't know what you think is so great about Usyk, but whatever it is, I put other things above that. Now, he's great, though. You can argue he's in the top 5, I will say, for sure. You can argue that. But you could argue Fury, too, because Fury's fucking never lost, except against Usyk, which some argue that he won. Now, Fury, granted, didn't win as many belts and all that and weight divisions, but that's not his fault that he's a big guy. Most dead weight divisions. Welterweight, suddenly now. Usyk lost to Daniel. He didn't lose to Daniel, Robert. He deserved to be knocked down 100%. That was a knockdown. But if it would have been a knockout, sure. To the untrained eye, or to just the eye, it looked like he couldn't get up for 2 or 3 minutes. How he was shaking and out. But you have to understand, dudes will pull. First of all, it could have been a slight act to get more time, so he doesn't look like a pussy. Also, when the ref is counting and you have to get up, a lot of dudes will suck that shit up and get up. So you can't say he should have lost for sure for those 2 reasons. But I do agree with you. It looked like he wouldn't have been able to get up. I agree that it looked like it, but we don't know. Just like with Ryan Garcia. I don't think the PEDs made that much of a difference, but they were there. And the fact that they were there, the fight should be a no contest. Why isn't better BF top 5? All right, I'm going to go down a little. You guys are flying on me here. Legacy over currently defined mindset. Bam, a dog. All right, I'm going to go. Damn, you guys are coming at me here. Slow it down. Middleweight sucks, Lara's. Okay. I think Tank could fight 135, 140 simultaneously. Yeah, man. Sugar Ray Leonard won the super middleweight and the light heavyweight strap at the same time. I don't know who's the last person to hold them at the same time. I know Sandy Sadler, I believe. I believe Sadler held them at the same time as well. Bud fight once a year. How? Because of what he does, man. And it wasn't once a year. It was once a year just now. But before that, he wasn't fighting once a year. Usyk is def. What up, fighting words? Usyk gives def top 3. You can't say def. Subjective. Nothing's definite when it's not. When it's subjective. Again, that goes on a T-shirt. Nothing is definite when it's subjective, and that, as you young kids would say, are facts. Usyk is def top 3, and yes, Daniel KO'd him. Nah, he didn't KO him. He dropped him. The only thing we could agree upon is the shit wasn't low when he went down. We can't agree that he got knocked out because the ref never counted. That's that simple. He never counted. If he would have counted, then a lot of other variables come into play. Then we see if he would have got up, but he didn't. You feel me? Tyson Fury is a sausage, and the Russians hitman is going to put him in the dirt. Damn, you're Mr. Negative now. This other dude rubbed off on you. Sadler was a featherweight. I know that. We're talking about holding belts at the same time, 2 different weight classes. I wasn't referring to the exact belt weight class, just the fact that he held them 2 at the same time. Benavidez over Canelo, but Benavidez over Canelo and Usyk. Yeah, because one of my main criterias, and mind you now, I'm not saying for sure and get the fuck out of here and there's no chance that no, it's arguable that he shouldn't be. My criteria is dominance. That's a main component in my pound-for-pound criteria. Dominance. Benavidez over recent time, we got to go recent time dominance, has been more dominant than Usyk and Canelo. I don't believe heavyweights belong on the pound-for-pound list, just my opinion. I hate that, Woo. Woo, I want you to change your mind. I hate, I never even heard that notion until recently. And to me, and no disrespect to you, but I think it's fucking ridiculous. Matter of fact, they should be more than anything because they're always going to be. Pound for pound doesn't mean who would win if you put them in front of each other. That doesn't mean that. Pound for pound means if all things were equal, who would win? Who's the best? Simple. If all things are equal, not who would win if you put them in front of each other. So I hope you change your mind on that one. You shouldn't do that. Yeah, but Caleb Plant and Boo Boo was definitely a fucking signature win. But it wasn't a generational talent. He didn't beat a Hall of Famer. Although you never know. Plant might, who knows where he'll end up going. He should have beat up Charlo or someone bigger name. Yeah, but then they'll say Charlo's old, he's drunk, he's mental problems, there's always something. Henry Armstrong. I'm sorry. Thank you. I didn't mean I said Hank. What did I say? Wait, did I say Hank Armstrong or I said Hank? Sandy Sadler is what I said. I meant Henry Armstrong. Thank you. What's up? I like Tyson Fury, but a lot of money. Okay. Change it. I respect your opinion and we can agree to disagree. Change it. I respect your opinion. What's change it mean? I hope you change your opinion. I hope you change your opinion, man. Why would a heavyweight not count? Why? You're looking at their skills. Pound for pound literally means an average. Pound for pound. Not who's the greatest fighter if they stepped in front of each other. Because if you put your number one, let's say, is Inoue or Bud, right? Usyk beats Bud if they fought each other. Too big. Benavidez beats Bud. Too big. Fuck. Daniel Dubois would fucking beat Bud. He's too big. So that hopefully crumbles this whole heavyweights don't belong there. Those are the biggest names, I believe. Frazier, Foreman, Tyson, Ali, and is pound for pound. I don't think Frazier is pound for pound. He was at the time when he beat Ali. But now, a pound for pound legend, I don't put him there. Crawford versus Charlo. Crawford. Marco, you make too many straw man and slippery slope arguments. I don't know what that means. Undisputed at 2 weight divisions and one of them being heavyweight, but Usyk is not top 3. So I don't look at undisputed or belts because while getting a belt usually means you beat the best, it doesn't always. I always give this, Rolly was a champion. There's an example, right? So I don't look at that. But yeah, Usyk is great. But in terms of dominance, I look at dominance because Bud Crawford has gone up 3 weight divisions, was undisputed. Okay. Yet he knocked out everybody for like 8 years straight. His last fight didn't look that good, but he still won. He never had a fucking tooth and nail fight like Usyk did against fucking Fury. So that just crumbles that argument. Bud was more dominant and won more belts and all that shit. So you know what I'm saying? And Bud fought better competition, more known dudes. Usyk fought what? Bellew, Joshua, and Fury. That's it. That's it. Bud fought a plethora. Cal Brooks, Sean Porter, Mir Khan, Errol Spence. It could keep going. Gamboa. Like, come on. Ennis versus Madrimov. Ooh. Based on what we just saw, Ennis might have a problem with Madrimov if he tries to fucking bang with him. If he tries to box him, I don't know. Ortiz versus Ennis. Ennis. Mark, I don't think people put heavyweight so high in the pound because they don't have to struggle to keep their weight down. What's that have to do with anything? What is struggling for your weight have to do with anything? No, but you're saying Usyk's number one. That's what we're talking about. Bud is not top three, but you're saying Usyk's one. Aren't you? Somebody did. Barros versus Ramos. Yeah, that was a dope fight. That was like Rock'em Sock'em Robots. I don't give everyone credit for moving up in weight class because you have weight bullies. Yeah, and a lot of guys, right, exactly. And moving up in weight isn't a skill, people. It's not a skill. It's a part, unless you're a heavyweight. And even heavyweights get heavier over time. Every heavyweight gets heavier over time, almost, right? Moving up in weight class is a natural part of human biology. Most pros start fighting at 17, 18 years old. You're still a fucking child. By the time you're 25, 30, you're naturally getting bigger. That's not a skill. It's part of natural biology. That's why I don't look at that shit. I hope you guys are taking this in. Some of you, at least. Some of you are fucking stubborn. What's up? What's up, content? Marcos Lupro, the most hated. Who? Who's hated, misunderstood? Not me. You must talk about somebody else. Nestor gives War Wire. Yeah, somebody just told me that. Is that Tyson Fury in your profile picture? No. That's cool. I thought it was Tyson Fury. Maybe it is. Okay, my perspective is if the subjective fighters were the same weight and all attributes were equal, with the exception of skill and IQ. Wait, what? How many heavyweights can hold a candle? Wait, what? If fighters were the same weight and all attributes are different, all attributes were equal with the why would skill and IQ? Oh, okay, I get what you're saying now. How many heavyweights can hold a candle to lower division fighters? Tons. What are you talking about? Tons. Heavyweights do the same shit lower division fighters do. It's still boxing. They just happen to hit harder. Okay, somebody said no. Keyshawn versus Pitbull. I don't know. Pitbull. I'm not sold on Keyshawn yet. I'm not saying I won't be. I'm just not yet. Hold on one second, guys. Ugh, my bad. I'm back. I would never call anybody else besides Bud Crawford pound for pound number one. I'm good with that. Haney versus Jermaine Ortiz. I don't know. We got to see what Haney does after he comes back. When Jeremy calling out McCall for a comeback. He would do it too. And Jeremy already has cognitive issues from boxing. He should not fight anymore. His fucking memory is shot. BoxRec has Inoue, Usyk, and Crawford. Okay. I get it. And I know most people have Usyk. I know mine's not popular. But I have my top five is really 7 because I do throw Usyk and Canelo in there, and I think they're interchangeable. So, like, yeah, you could put him in, but you could also take him out. So my top 5 is really 7 because I got 2 fucking reserves. Sweet Pea versus Nassim. Sweet Pea, come on. Oh, more exciting. Nassim. Sweet Pea was not that exciting sometimes. Let's be real. Greatest fighter who ever lived, or top 10. Wasn't always that exciting. Inoue kind of makes sense. Kind of. Moved up, I don't know how many weight classes, knocked out almost everybody. Crazy speed, power, boxing IQ, balance, counter punching, sets traps. Could take a punch. I mean, he did just go down recently, but overall got up no problem. How could he not be? Blair fought Broner. Remember? He beat him. Hey, yo, Blind. You drunk? Marco, put a poll up. Put a poll up something?
Tutti frutti.
Put a poll?
Tutti frutti.
Ugh. Who'd be considered pound for pound number one? Crawford, the monster, Ukrainian hitman. Ukrainian hitman. Let me do 4. Who should be the 4th? Because it lets you put 4. I'm going to do that, Dwayne. Who should be the 4th? Canelo? Or Bam? Canelo or Bam? Who should be the 4th? I'm going to do 4. Morrison versus Tua. Ooh, Tua. Tua, that's a great one, though. I like that. Terry Norris. Terry Norris will whoop his ass and then call him a maricon. Remember that? Those of you who know what I'm talking about? With Emil Griffith and being called the maricon. You rate pound for pound off skills. I have 3 different criteria. I have accomplishment, which means who you beat, right? To me, it's more who you beat. It's not what belts you won, but who you beat, accomplishment. Dominance, in which you did, and skill. Like just how skillful they are, their IQ, their speed, their power. So accomplishment, dominance, and skill. Those are my criteria, right? And based on those, it's Inoue and Crawford, 1 and 2. They could even be the other way around because, you know what I'm saying, 1 and 2. Tank is up there for me. His skill's out of control. His accomplishment, maybe Tank shouldn't be there because the accomplishment isn't there. And the dominance is crazy. So maybe I should remove Tank based on my own criteria. I just have him there, though, because I believe he'll beat anybody at his weight, but he hasn't proven it, but I believe he would. So maybe I shouldn't have that there. Damn, you guys are going fast on me here. Sweet Pea, my favorite. TOB, 2 lineal champs and separate weight classes being Loma because he also lost and he looked like bad in a couple other fights. That's why. RIP. Up. You say Usyk never beat anybody. Who the fuck did Inoue beat besides? Just because those guys, I didn't say Usyk never beat anybody. What? I never said that. He beat all the great fighters in his division. I never said that. And so did Inoue. The difference is the dudes in his division were not known because in lighter divisions, it takes a rare special fighter to be known because you have to be a fucking exciting knockout puncher. Most dudes in those strawweight, bantamweight divisions don't have knockout power. So they're not that exciting. So that's why Inoue's aren't known and why he is. Ricardo Lopez retired 51-0, right? Better than Floyd, although he had 1 draw. He fought at 118, I believe. Nobody's ever heard of him. Why? Because he wasn't that exciting. And he had like 36 knockouts out of 50-something fights. Still a low knockout percentage. So it's all about that. Inoue, because his knockout percentage, I think, is in the 80s. I've told you guys this. Good knockout punchers in history have all have over 70%. But the real good ones are in the 80s and 90s. Like the top creme de la creme are in the 80s and 90s in knockout percentage. All right, I'm going to go down a little. Two-Tone is a goofy. I like Two-Tone. I like him a lot, actually. I think he's mad cool. And he's funny. How about strength of opponents? Well, that's part of accomplishment. Now, like Tank, his accomplishment is questionable but he still beat enough dudes, in my opinion, Barrios, Leo, Santa Cruz. I say what you want about Rolly, but Rolly could punch hard. So he took punches. He showed a good chin. Ryan, he beat Frank Martin. A lot of people thought Frank Martin was going to beat Tank. That was all over. Oh, I'm smelling upset. I'm telling you, Frank's the one. Blah, blah. That's what these fucking dudes love saying. He's the one. He's him. He's him? Yeah, he was him who swallowed thy grenade and a fistful of Ambien. That's what he swallowed. I'm going to go down here. Ricardo Lopez was amazing. He was, but unknown. Mark, were you ever on the Boxing Voice with Dan? Yeah, of course. I have Danny's number. I know Danny. Met him in person. Wilder would die in the 80s. Nah, man. I disagree, Blind. I have Wilder as possibly the hardest puncher who ever lived. You don't hit like that. Let me explain something to you guys. I don't give a fuck who he fought. And he fought. All right, let's do it this way. When you're a world champion and you're fighting contenders and champions, which is what Wilder did. Granted, they weren't the best or whatever, but he fought. And if you're knocking out everybody you beat, he's knocked out everybody he beat. He went 43 fights, knocking every single one of those people out as a world champion at a world champion level. When you do that, that is special. Nobody's ever done that. No fighter has ever gone 43 fights and knocked out everybody they fought. None. At the world champion level. So, yeah, hardest puncher who ever lived, Deontay Wilder. Now, he's going to do what my man Roy did, and I said the name, so I'll do it myself. Big up.
Y'all must have forgot.
Fighting and end up losing, and people are going to so quickly forget what he did. Like, oh, he was just wild. Well, once he got older, fundamentals mattered. No, you knock out that many people is fucking impressive. Don't talk boxing with Inoue fans. They can't claim his opponents other than Fulton. And Neri dropped him. They call him the greatest, but can't name his. Like I said, that's not his fault. He's fighting everybody in his division. That's not his fault. Don't blame people who tried to do that with Roy. Even Tyson. When Tyson was popping in the 80s. So who do you fight? Pinklin Thomas. When you fight everybody who's there, it is not your fault. It's only your fault when you duck people. Then you should be held accountable. If you're not ducking and you're fighting and the opponent's, it's just not a talent, star-studded, rich division at the time, that's not your fault. Sugar Shakur. All right. You calling him Sugar.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
Shakur Stevenson. I don't like that. I got Shakur, though. Tank is not top 5 pound for pound no matter how you try. I think he is. But you know what? See? I can admit when I'm wrong. I'm starting to change my own mind from our conversation right now. Because he doesn't, there's other fighters who fit my 3 criteria better. So maybe he's not. Maybe I got to remove Tank and put in Usyk. Or Bam. Because Bam did all the shit Usyk did. But Bam is more dominant. To me, the way he's knocking people out at that weight, I might have to put Bam over Usyk. And Bam's the same shit. Going up, winning weight belts, but knocking people the fuck out at 118. That's impressive. Wilder gets cooked by. I didn't say. I said Wilder's the hardest puncher. Walter, what do you stop it? Stop it? Stop what? What the fuck does that have to do with anything? I never said Wilder's the greatest heavyweight or he's the best heavyweight or he beat. I'd say he's the hardest puncher. What? Of course, fucking Holmes beats him, but he has a chance of putting Holmes out because that's what he does. But yeah, I would definitely give Holmes the victory if I had to choose. So I don't know what the stop it was for. Did you spar Omar Sheik? I did not. We were both part of Kevin Rooney's stable, but he came after I'd left. Wilder's definition of one-trick pony, skip punch wouldn't work with, again, when it's 43 in a row, it's not a one-trick. Berlanga is an example, and even nobody's ever knocked out 16 people in the first round straight. But maybe they actually have because he was fighting all contenders, so I shouldn't say nobody. That's impressive, but that's more of a one-trick because it's just coming up, and then it stopped, and you saw what happened after. Right? He hasn't barely knocked anybody out since. Wilder kept doing it and did it at the championship level. Very different. But it's still impressive. None of you in here can knock out anybody in the first round, probably at all, let alone 16 straight times, including me. I can't do it. So give credit, give it respect. I don't care if they're all Uber drivers or however you guys try and disrespect less skilled opponents. It's still so hard to get knockouts, especially non-stop ones in the first round. Wilder gets cooked by, yes, but he has that equalizer. He has that eraser. Eraser meaning no matter what's happening in that fight, he can erase all of it up to that point with one shot. You can't deny that. Tank has that too, but Tank's more strategic than Wilder. Marco, you're still doing the poll. You should put Bam. Bam over Usyk? I mean, not Usyk. Bam over Canelo? Don't forget Donaire and Maloney brothers. What about him? I can't put Tank. I know, man. I might have to stop doing it too. Next year. Ricardo Lopez's record, baby. Usyk beat all the guys he wasn't supposed to. That's true too. Who has Bam beat better than Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua? Again, stop. Did you not hear what I said about Inoue? Same concept. He fought everybody in his division. It's not his fault that the divisions are not star-studded, talent-rich, and it's not his fault. So it doesn't matter who he beat. It matters as long as they were the best level. It doesn't matter. Excuse me, not who they beat. It doesn't matter if they're names. It just matters if they were the best fighters, the highest talent in that weight division at that time. That's what matters. Tank Glaze is crazy. He never. I know, man. I love watching him fight, though. And I do believe Tank will beat anybody at 35 and 40. I do believe that. But again, he has to prove it. And I do criticize him for fighting Roach and not taking the fights he should take. So, it's not all or nothing over here. Ernie Shavers dropped Holmes badly, but yeah, he hit him with, it was a planetary collision type generated force and power in that shot. I can't believe he got up from that. I did a video on that. It's easy to be undefeated. It's easy to be undefeated.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
What? Not at the championship level, it's not. Up at the build-up level, it is. And that's not even easy. Nothing in boxing is easy. You still got to go out there and do what you got to do. I think Tyson punches harder than Wilder because Wilder only KOs one. No. Wilder one shot. Tyson's combinations, a lot of his knockouts were also combinations. Wilder was one punch. That further shows you that the punches had more force. Wilder started boxing very late in life. True. So yeah, his career is impressive. Try staring to box your mid. Yeah, exactly. That's true too. Inoue beat Donaire and Maloney. Yeah, he did. Donaire was getting in his ass though. Usyk was supposed to get cooked. I know, man. He was. I thought Joshua was going to beat him. I thought Joshua would be too big for him, but not the case. And I love Wilder, but he knocked out elite level than old as Ortiz. Yeah, I agree. That's true. But at the time, those were all the guys. Those were who was there. Literally. You know what I'm saying? He only beat two good fighters, Sonny Edwards and Gallo Estrada. Who beat Sonny? Bam beat Sonny, right? Fucked him up. One dude was 41, and all his opponents are tomato cans. You shouldn't say tomato cans. That's mad disrespectful. Like, I was a fighter. You don't know what it takes to get anybody who steps in the ring as balls. You shouldn't call them tomato cans. You could say unknown opponents or not as talented, or you could even say like lower level, but that's rude. Is Hearns right hand on Duran? Possibly. I can't pick one that's the worst ever. I can't go with one, but that's up there. Top 10. Wilder fought Uber drivers respectfully. There you go. That's just as disrespectful too. Just because you put respectfully doesn't mean it's not disrespectful. He did not. He fought at the championship level. Dominique Brazil is not a fucking Uber driver. The other dude that he knocked out, what's his name? Even the guys who weren't, those were good fighters. You know what I'm saying? They weren't greats, but they were good. He probably fought low-level dudes who you'd call Uber drivers in the beginning, but everybody does. Tyson was def a harder puncher than Wilder. You can't say def. Unless you have a fucking one of those scales that measure pounds per square inch of pressure, you don't know who fucking hit harder. How can you say definitely? And it doesn't make sense because Wilder had way more one-punch knockouts. Tyson needed to land combinations. Tyson knocked you out a lot because of the speed. People didn't see him coming. Wilder was just pure force, like blunt force trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like getting tuned up by the mob with a bat. That's the kind of fucking shots. A lot of garbage fighters. I didn't have the same success. Another thing too, Chris. The level of competition you knock out has no bearing whatsoever on if you have power. Guys who aren't skilled can have great chins. Guys who are very skilled can have bad chins. Chins and skill level got nothing to do with each other. So that's another thing. I hope you guys are absorbing some of this shit. I really do, because these are like I've been in the ring. It's true. Stop saying the dudes he knocked out were bums, because that doesn't matter. The chin, like, yeah, you could hit a bum easier, maybe the defense, but that's another thing. Some dudes have good defense. They're just bad offense. But the chin is a whole separate thing. Some of the best chins in history, George Chuvalo, he was not a good fighter at all. At all. But he had a great chin. Matter of fact, arguably the best chin in history wasn't even that good of a fighter. He could be considered a bum. And I don't like using that word. He could be considered one of those, low-level guys. Foreman stopped 34 of his first 37 opponents before fighting Frazier. Whew. He's one of the hardest punchers who ever lived. Yeah, Tyson Fury fuck Wilder up. So what is Tank? What do you mean, what is he? Foreman had the hardest array of punches, jabs. Yeah, I'm with you there. That's in there. He's up there. Another guy, especially considering his weight. See, now when we do pound for pound, right? We do pound for pound fighter. I do pound for pound hardest puncher. You got to incorporate size. Smaller guys who have the same amount of knockouts as heavier guys get a higher ranking. Prince Nassim knocked out probably just as many people as Foreman, maybe even higher percentage, but he was so much smaller. And so it's so much harder for smaller guys to garner knockouts. So Prince Nassim is in my top 5 hardest punchers of all time. For sure. Chins and skill level have everything to do with it because of defense. Tyson fought good fighters with granite chins and still dropped and KO'd them. The level of comp has everything to do with it. No, it doesn't. You must not have heard what I just said. Chin has nothing to do with your level of fighting. Yes, you could get hit easier if you're not a good fighter. That's true. But did you not hear what I said? And you can't argue this. George Chuvalo is you probably don't know who that is because you're probably young, but is considered by many the best chin in history. He was not a good fighter. He was not a good fighter. I just put up a clip of Benavidez beating a guy named Porky Medina. Porky Medina took so much punishment. Crazy good chin. Not a good fighter. So while you have some point to what you're saying, like, yeah, he's easier to hit if he's not that good of a fighter, the chin is still not synonymous with being good or bad. It's just not. It's not all or nothing. No, you have a point. I'm not discrediting you totally. But overall, getting a knockout is a very hard thing to do. Getting it repeatedly, it's just hard. Hard and respectable. Someone has never watched boxing. Ooh, I don't know, man. My favorite fight of all time is Corrales versus Castillo 1. You think Paul versus Tyson? Well, it depends what your definition of scripted is. If your definition of scripted is they might have had a verbal agreement beforehand, let's just go easy. We'll spar. We'll try a little, but if anybody gets hurt, back off. This is going to go all 8 rounds. Then yes, I think they had an agreement that it's going to be sparring. Sparring, as you guys know, I've told you this, sparring is you go all out for a lot of the fight, but then you pick places, you pick and choose spots to kind of chill, go easy, and if the person is hurt, you always back off in sparring. And that's what I think their agreement was here, especially if Mike got hurt. Like, back off. He's older. Let's just go in there, give it what you got, feel it out, and then either put your foot on the gas or take your foot off the gas after you feel each other out. So, yeah, they both threw some real hard shots here and there. But I think they had an agreement to treat it as like a sparring session. And they might have even agreed for Mike to lose. Like they might have even, maybe it was like a thing where like Mike could go as hard as he wants. And I don't know. But I do think they had an agreement for Jake to back off, for both of them to back off if either one is hurt. I think they had an agreement for that. And more likely the agreement was for Jake to make sure to back off if Mike's hurt, because Jake's not dumb. He's a marketing genius. That would ruin his brand if he knocked out Mike Tyson. It would. It would just ruin his brand. I totally believe that. New to boxing. Watch Gotti work. You know, I never liked those fights. You want to know why? Because I don't like fights where you know one man's not going to get knocked out. And those guys, while they were hitting each other nice and hard, none of them really got hurt. No, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I didn't like those fights. I don't know why. I just knew they were just going to sit there and rock them, sock them. There wasn't a lot of skill. They were just, that's the thing. That's what it was. I knew nobody was going to get knocked out. I'm watching them get fucking CTE, and they don't have skill really. Yeah, they had hard punches, but they weren't mad hard punchers. They weren't mad fast. They were just, it was like a bad Rocky script where every punch lands clean, and I liked the lack of sweet science. I disliked, the lack of sweet science and power in both fighters. And it wasn't even for belts. There was no even belts on the line. Like, you know, not maybe that's the thing. Like when you watch a guy like Roy in his prime, or you know, Abdullah Mason, now guys with crazy good skill, even though it's a washout, you love, like, wow, seeing their skill is it quenches your mind. You'll fall in love with the sport. What do you think about Pacquiao power? Pacquiao was a very hard puncher at a lower weight. At the higher weight, he was a cumulative puncher. He only knocked out Hatton, I believe, with one punch. Everybody else was cumulative. Man, you couldn't even get half those dudes off their feet. They just were, their shit was swollen up, all lumped up, looking like the inside of a Jamaican beef patty. You know what I'm saying? Their burger meat was their face, and they had to just quit on the stool. Margarito, Cotto might have actually went the distance. De La Hoya, you know, all those guys got fucked up, but it was accumulation with him. Not scripted. Tyson performed exactly like a 60-year-old boxer. Oh, really? So you didn't see Jake wobble Tyson with jabs and then back off? You didn't see Jake wobble Tyson, I want to say at least 3 or 4 times, and then not throw any punches? You didn't see that? Because I can show you the video. Shola, what up? You want a conclusion? I don't know what that means. Never got hurt. What are you talking? I don't remember, man. Maybe they did. Didn't one of them go down from a body shot? Yeah, I think he dropped Gotti from a body shot once, but none of them were about to be knocked out, right? I could be remembering this wrong. Correct me. Something decisive. Pacquiao stopped getting KOs when he finally started blood testing. Okay. BX, man, you're from my borough too, coming here with this conspiracy shit. I love that Jamaican beef, but thank you. Show the video. Actually, no, because I'll get flagged. So, had them looking, one of them, clambuterol filled tacos, Canelo beaten. Damn. Pac-Man dropped Cotto twice. Dropped Mosley. Didn't knock them out. He dropped right in the rematch. He dropped Adley. Dropped Marquez. Yes, but he didn't knock him out. And you have to remember, when he dropped these guys, they were already worn out from the accumulation of punishment. Pacquiao was a cumulative puncher from what, 40 or 47? From 40, from junior welterweight up, he was a cumulative puncher. Not. But below that, like when he fought Marquez, when Marquez was, and he fought Marquez, by the way, dropped them numerous times when they were lighter. He was a hard puncher then. He was a one-punch knockout artist then. Now he's a cumulative puncher. Shannon Briggs, 6. Whew. Shannon's my boy too, like personal friend. The script said, round 1 Mike show, there's old form in the round 2. Tyson was cutting off the ring, landed thunderous. He landed one shot that hit him in the neck. Paul was dominating him. Remember when Pacquiao got dropped by Marquez? Oh, dropped. You mean knocked out cold, right? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, he got dropped in that same fight and then knocked out like a round or two later. Can't read the full script, but it's on Twitter. I don't believe that. It was easy to see Mike was going to lose that fight, and it couldn't be close. Marco was blinded by his love for Mike. I was, but I even saw after the fight that Jake held back. He was just so much, but you have to understand something, JD. The fact that Mike looked so much better against Roy, I don't think it was all, like, of course I had some bias, right? I'm not going to lie or try and kid myself a little. But I try and keep my predictions as unbiased as possible. My analogies. I could tell you I want Mike to win, but in my analogy, there might have been a touch of bias, but not much. I really went by the video clips we saw him training current, even though they were only 30-second clips. And I went by most of all the fight with Roy. Look at that fight. He looked nothing like he looked against Mike. He was stable on his feet. He was throwing hard, crisp punches. Faster waist movement, faster foot movement, didn't get tired. He looked like a different person. So either his knees were fucked or he just deteriorated in 4 years. So I guess I learned with Holyfield and with Mike now, mid to late 50s, I'm not picking anybody. That's when your skills are officially gone. Because look, guys, we've never had a precedent. We've never had an example of what fighters look like fighting in their late 50s. So how am I supposed to know? I'm only stupid if I continue thinking it. We're only dumb if we continue thinking a 58-year-old fighter could beat a young man. Because now we have the data. We have the sample size now. We didn't before. What's up, Yafi? Yafi, I was a professional fighter. I could not fight amateur ever again. Again, I don't believe he looked better at all. Okay. Well, he just didn't try against Roy, JD. He wasn't throwing almost any headshots. It was just body shots. And it was doing one punch. He didn't look bad against Roy at all. He looked inactive. And Roy really, you guys know I love Roy. Roy was the one holding that whole fucking fight. Mike just rests in the clinch a lot as well. So script might have been for Tyson losing. I don't believe there was a script, but you never fucking know. You never know. Tyson got arthritis in every part of his body. Possible. That's possible. Definitely not scripted. Mike's age showed very well, just like how Roy Jones mentioned during the fight. I think it might have been, again, scripted. I don't know what your definition is, but if your definition is they kind of had a verbal, like, well, let's just go at it. Let's go hard, but let's pump the brakes when we need to. I think that happened. And if that's what you think is scripted, then yeah, it was scripted. Nah, he did drop Ward to the body. Drop Ward. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I remember that now. Now I remember that. But that was one knockdown in, what, they have 2 or 3 fights? That was one knockdown in 24 rounds. Did they have 3 fights or 2? One knockdown in 24 rounds? You know what? I'm going to look this up right now. I'm pretty sure. All right. Here we go. How many times did Mickey Ward fight Arturo Gatti? I think it was twice. 3 times. Okay. That was right. How many I think it was just one knockdown. Knockdowns happened in all 3 Gotti versus Ward fights. All right, here we go. Oh, 5 knockdowns? Oh, shit. See? I didn't really watch a lot of those fights. Okay. You know what? You guys teach me something. I didn't know that. So maybe I should watch those fights again. Because I only think I watched one of them, bits and pieces. I don't even think I don't know. Maybe because those guys it was the low level, not low, excuse me. It was the skill level wasn't exceptional. You know what I'm saying? I should watch it again. Maybe I'll change my mind. What up, Malik? Yeah, man. 5 knockdowns over 3 fights. That's still not crazy. That's like a little under 2 knockdowns per fight. And Jake could have not taunted after the hand raise. Prime Pac-Man and 40 Aaron Pryor. Wow. I'm gonna go with Pryor. I think Pryor hit too hard because Pac-Man naturally was probably shouldn't have gone past lightweight. Mickey dropped Gotti and the Mexican left hook to the liver. Yeah, I remember seeing that one. 3 fights. Yeah, man. 3 fucking fights. 5 knockdowns. It's impressive. It's impressive, my man Malik Moncrief. There should be a basketball player named Sidney Moncrief. I don't think he had the T at the end of it, though. Any relation to Sidney Moncrief, the NBA, the hooper? All right, what else we got, people? I'm about to bounce out here. It's been a long one tonight. It's been a long one. Louis Resto said Louis has dirty tricks. Louis Resto had dirty tricks. First 3 fights was the best in my opinion. Okay. The first 3, you mean all 3? How do you not watch Gotti vs. Wardlow? I know, man. I might have to watch it now. I'll even do a video about it. Matter of fact, it'll be my first time. I don't think I've ever watched those fights. Something about both those dudes just made me not want to fucking watch it. I don't know. Maybe it's my racism towards white people. Fuck those crackers. I don't see those crackers fighting. Fuck them. I hate crackers. No, the first fight was the best of the 3. Okay. Floyd versus Purnell. I'm going to go with Purnell. You guys hear this cat? It's like fucking singing. Shut up. All right, people. I am out. I appreciate you guys. Alan, what up? Ward was decent. God, he was terrible. That's what I'm saying. They weren't the highest level skilled fighters, both of them. Gotti, I think, won a world title. I think. Ward never won a belt. Ever. That I know for sure. Before I go, did Arturo Gotti ever win a world title? The problem with this is going to be like, yes, he won the USBA JFG. Oh, he won the IBF. Yeah, against Tracy Patterson. Okay. So Gotti had only won the belt once. Ward never won a belt. So, that's what we're looking at. A dude who won a belt once versus a dude who never won a belt, who in his whole career never even beat. I mean, Gotti's the only person Mickey Ward ever really beat, I believe, at all. I think that might be the only main name on his resume. Mickey Ward might have had somebody on his resume later when they were old. Let's look at that. Then I'm going to get out of here. He might have beat like an old somebody. Let's see. Right, here he is. 38-13. Okay. All right, let's see. I'm going through this. Never heard of any of these fucking people. Gennaro, Edgar Rosario, no, unknown. Wow, he fought a debut fighter far into his career. And he already lost, man. He could steal. Vince Phillips beat him. Okay, he fought Vince Phillips, who was a world champion, but Zab Judah beat him. When did he fight Zab? No, that was prime Zab. Emmanuel Auguste. He beat the Drunken Master, but that guy has so many losses. He beat God. That's it. Those are his last 3 fights. Yeah. All right. Anyway, all right, people. Anthony, what up, man? A little late. I'm about to bounce. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. Keeps it real. Peace.